Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and boy, do we have a banger for you today. Some of you may remember that I was teasing this master global recruitment migration spreadsheet that I was going to work on and get it started, and it was going to be a public resource for the community. So if you were a player, a group of players, half an alliance, multiple alliances, and you were trying to figure out where can I move to, what kingdoms can I put on my list that I would want to reach out to, get some more information on, and then reach out to those recruiters or the king or queen and figure out, will this be the right place for me, myself, my team, my group of players, my group of alliances, and or we should say on the other end, if you're a kingdom, and how are you going to try and promote your kingdom, what you're about, to the community for potential people to show interest in wanting to come to you. That's what this is. So before we get into all the goodies, as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw me up because it helps out a lot. So we're going to show you all of the home kingdoms right now that are available, which is around 144 of them. And I've gone through each of these. As most of you know, I have a character in each kingdom. So I think I'm at 401 or 402 right now from when I last checked. Let's take a look. I can actually show you guys here. So if I skadoosh this one over, you can see I have, so I'm 402, right? 403 and 404 just came out, but you can see here for each of these little people, it shows you that I have one in each. And if I scroll, you can see them all the way there, and I have them here too, right? So these are all of my characters. Point is I grinded, right? I bleed, sweat, and tear up for the pure enjoyment of being able to give all of you some great resources that the community can use and find beneficial. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the goodies. So here we go. This is the sheet. Now I'm going to be showing you this. Now I also want to point out this is a public sheet, so you will be able to find a link to this sheet on my Discord. I am going to put this, I'm in Gen Chat, so let's just go here as an example. I'm going to put this, so if you join the Discord, there's a link to that in the pinned comment description. You go to reaction roles, you will go to Call of Dragons, fourth from the left. It'll pop open the Call of Dragons section, and then from here, I'm going to put this in COD data stats, and I'll probably put this here on like game-wide stats, so I'll probably put it, maybe at number 6 or somewhere here, 1 through 5 on the top portion, that you'll be able to find this for yourselves. So we're going to go through each of these. Now I want to set some expectations, which is that not every column is filled out, and that's because a couple things have to happen first. One, I have to vet each of the kingdoms, meaning I need to go through, I need to audit, I need to look at the data, pull it, and then I need to also reach out. Step 2 is I need to reach out to the king or queens, and I need to get them added onto the Discord. So that way, and again, for those of you who are kings or queens, or if you are in an active and top alliance, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I have a private group on my Discord, which is our Cool Kids Club. You can see we have like RT, that's our round table. KG, that's the King's Guard. So round table is for a top and active alliance. King's Guard is for a king or queen, someone that represents the entire kingdom. And that's what that group is for. So again, if you fall into that and you're not already a part of it, reach out to me on Discord. Again, you can find me on the official COD Discord, or if you look at the member list, or in media content, or you can join my Discord and then find me on the top right or in any of the announcement channels. With that in mind, and then once we get to step 3 is basically then I need to reach out to the kings or queens, the kingdom representatives, and I need to start getting some of this information, right? So it would be things like recruiters. Do they have a kingdom Discord? Do they have a recruitment Discord that I can plug in here? How many available shells do they have? And then again, things like territory distribution, I can kind of figure that out, but just for layman's terms, then do they have specific recruiting details, right? So again, are they only looking to recruit 35 million plus, 20 million plus, free to play, spenders, etc., right? Any of those kind of finite details. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the goodies. So we're going to show you the first group here. So keep in mind, these are only kingdoms, once again, that are in home realm, right? That have had that pop for them already. Now, once home realm pops for you, remember, your home realm will always be there going forward, and then you can just kind of go back and forth between the KVK and the home realm. Just costs a TP or territory or teleport to go back to the home realm. So we have 11 through 19. Now, for those empty spots here, that just means that these alliances or these kingdoms have not captured Flame Dragon to declare a king or queen yet. The ones that have a name means that they have done that. Now, some of the kingdoms here that have not captured king or queen, some of them are in zone 3, they just haven't captured it yet, and some of them are in zone 2, and some of them are still in zone 1. Now, we have a PD, which is for power distribution, and that basically means, okay, are we more balanced? Are we more imbalanced as far as from number one ally all the way down, right, for the number of actives? And then you'll see here that, again, some of the, now keep in mind, I think it's important to show this information off because for those of you that know, if you hear me speak on kingdom management and the way that I feel as it pertains to power balance, I am very much in favor of balancing power because I think there's just a lot more pros than there are cons compared to kind of running more of an imbalanced or mega alliance structure by default. But again, that is what you're going to be seeing in the majority of kingdoms because, again, that is kind of what is just passively done by default, unless you have some kind of, I don't want to say ulterior, but if you take more initiative to try and do something that is not that, right? It takes more work. It's easier to just kind of fall into the passive way that it played, that pretty much every kingdom will play out. And so anyways, that just wanted to make that distinction. So you can see here we have 2 balanced kingdoms in this set. We have a number of kings or queens, and these are also the names copied, which is important. These are names copied from in-game. So for those of you that ever want to reach out to these people and you want to message them in-game, right, you can do that. I still have to get discords for people, but again, that will be once they confirm with me who the kingdom recruiter is, or recruiters, if plural. And so we have 2 balanced kingdoms here. You can see also the number of active alliances. Now, I'm determining active alliances based on a full alliance, not someone who's like 150 out of 200, right? Not someone who's 175 out of 200, not someone who's 100 out of 200, right? But you're full. You are close to 200 or whatever the max cap is, or you're at the max cap, right? So again, just so we have a standard to go off of, it doesn't mean that the alliances are not active at all. I'm just determining them based off them being full or very close to full, like maybe within 5, give or take, right? Maybe 5 or 10, but it's got to be very close, if not right there. And then you can also see the number 1 alliance. So these are the number 1 alliances that are in each of the kingdoms. So you can kind of get a gauge on how many active alliances there are, along with right, the strongest ally in them, and then if they're balanced for full, and then again if they've captured king or queen. So this is the first set, and you can see here, right, the strongest alliance in this set is BTR, right, from Kingdom 15, and these are also the kingdom numbers, so you know. And then you have, right, they have 1 alliance. You have the 2 balanced ones, which with the highest balance being Kingdom 12, right, IBO at 5.9 billion. And then if it says 0, that just means that they don't really have a full alliance, or full active alliance, I should say. And the lowest one here being Kingdom 14. So that could be one potentially that, you know, people may go to and say, okay, well, that's probably going to be a green status kingdom or normal status kingdom. So that might be one that we could eventually migrate to, right? You can kind of start thinking about how to utilize this sheet. Again, all of these haven't. And then we end up getting to the next big group, which is at 91. So we have 91 here through 118. I think if I can get there, yeah. Let's see if I can just do a side thing. Where's my little bumpers? Psh, there we go. So this is kind of show you the next one. Now you can see here a number of kingdoms have not crowned a king or queen yet, right? At least half of them, if not maybe a little bit more. You can also see that in this set, there's 1 balanced, but again, there's not really a lot of activity here, right? So for the time being, we have 2 balanced kingdoms out of all of them, and then, you know, you can kind of count the number of kings and queens at that point. We have some lower ones here. I think the lowest is maybe the 793. We'll have to see. 731 looks like, yes, looks like 731 is the lowest, which is, where was I? Right there at Kingdom 103. And then you have the strongest one, I think, is probably EDS at 15.6 over here. And that's Kingdom 96. I believe that's probably the strongest out of this set. Yeah. And then if we go to the next set, we'll be able to see here, this is 155 through 212. And you can see here that, again, mostly imbalanced. I think there might have been one. Oh, there's 2 balanced right here, with one of them being a little bit more active. That's Kingdom 206. They actually have 3 active alliances. They're the kingdom that actually has the most amount of active alliances thus far, and they're pretty balanced, which is, I think, a pleasure to see, in my opinion. And so I think they're the kingdom with the most active alliances thus far. And then you have another one here with 2 active alliances, and they're at, again, 9.1. So the threshold's a little bit higher, but if you were to combine the total power for those two kingdoms from 205 to 206, it probably would be pretty close. But again, we'll do something like that later on in kind of a top 25 kingdom video eventually. And then you have, for some of like the imbalanced ones with 0, you can see some here at like 632 mil. This one at 280. This could be the deadest, most inactive kingdom possibly at 196, right? Because they're 280 mil as far as just how low they are there. You can see like some 632, some 658s. There's a 398 here. If we go a little bit lower, oh, sorry, this actually might be the lowest, 148, 164. So like that's pretty low. I don't know if anyone's lower than 148. That's really low. But you could see some of these here. There's like a group right between 157, and you can see this from here to 168. And then also it kind of starts again here at 172 and kind of goes up to 176, right? Where you can just see, again, lower activity there for not, a bunch. So that's 2, right? So that's like 4 balanced kingdoms total that we have right now. And then we work our way up to the next group. And I think this is the last, or second to last one. So this one, right, we have 2 more balanced. So now we're at 6 total balanced kingdoms. And you can see these ones, right, being 244 and then 243. Again, right, you can see maybe a little more than half kings or queens. You can also, and I'm curious if you guys would like for me to do something like this, which is showing the distinction for the language of those kingdoms, right? So is it predominantly American? Is it English? Is it predominantly Korean or Japanese or Chinese, right? Because again, some of these kings or queens, if I did a translation, I could see what the language is in, and then we could show kind of what the distinction is, right? Is it mostly English speaking? Is it mostly for another language that they predominantly or primarily speak there? So if you're interested in me doing that or adding that on, let me know. Along with anything else you guys can think of course, I'd love to hear. So, but we have 2 more balanced kingdoms. Again, we have some of the big ones. Let me see. The big one here, I think, is ROA at 11.1 billion. Sorry, 11.7, which is OPA, Azure Dragon. I think that's the strongest here. And then we have some lower ones. There's like an 849 over here, mil, that we have. 755 probably is the lowest here at 261. And then, again, you can see we're at kind of 6 balanced kingdoms. Then we get to the last set at the moment for those that are in home kingdom, right? No balanced kingdoms here, all imbalanced. Again, maybe a little bit more than half for kings or queens for Flame Dragon that's been captured. Strongest alliance here, let's see, I think it's probably one of these. It's probably this WE at 93 AHH, which is Beastlef's kingdom, also another YouTuber, so shout out to Beastlef. I think 7.1 is the strongest. Yeah, it looks like it, unless I'm blind. And then some of the lower ones, right, we have like an 818 mil. Let's see, I think that might be the lowest. I don't know, 657 right above, so EPR, so that'd be 306. I'm going to get no balance there, right? So we got 6 balanced kingdoms total out of about 144 kingdoms right now. And then we have and then this is interesting, right? Because 351 and 352 have hit their home realm, but 353 is still in their home kingdom or season 1. So 353 has not hit their home realm yet, but these 2 have. So it's just interesting to see that like 2 kingdoms went in, 353 hasn't yet. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, because my thought is they would just go right into season 2, or maybe it's the end of season for season 1, and then it puts them in home realm, and then it'll put them in the KVK. But I haven't seen a timeline. There was no timeline on 353, at least as of recording. So I'll have to wait and see how that looks. But yeah, that pretty much is going to round us out. Again, this is not going to be too long of a video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Oh yeah, these were just examples that I put there for kind of like how that would look. So I can totally remove this now. But that just kind of gives you an example, right? So 408, we kind of go up to, even though I think it's only to 404 at the moment. But yeah, hopefully you guys find this useful. Again, this is available to the public, right? There will be a link to this on my Discord where I showed you guys on the CoD Data Stats channel after you react to Call of Dragons. And we'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.